Welcome back to Beards and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell. Not only does it help us out, you'll know exactly when we have another one brewing. This week's movie is going to be Blade from 1998. Now, fellas, what'd you think of The Daywalker?
This was actually my first time seeing this somehow, even though my best friend through high school was obsessed with this movie. Man, this was a pretty good time, wasn't it?
I think Steven Seagal is phenomenal in this, even though he is portrayed by Wesley Snipes.
Oh, no.
Steven Seagal is Blade to kill.
Oh, that vampire to kill. I got all kinds of vampire weapons, like the vampire shotgun and the vampire pistol and the vampire mace. So all of your weapons are just regular weapons with vampire in front of it?
Oh, he's just basically Batman with a sword.
Yeah, actually, now that you say it, you know, he does have a lot of lines, just a lot of like quips that are very Steven Seagal. You know, a lot of things that end in motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Especially during the beginning bits. I don't know. I couldn't escape it. I was just waiting for Blade to be like, let's take all these motherfuckers to the blood bank. Wait, they might like that. I can't do that.
And he even has like, you know, whenever he kills that one guy, he's like, fuck off and die. And you go, wait a minute, that ain't no good kind of one-liner. Blade kills a guy and he's like, motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. What?
Oh, man. What the fuck does that mean?
What does that even mean?
And you know what that ism's attributed to? Blade from 1998. Fellas, what you think? It's like a word in the dictionary where it's its own definition. Like, it doesn't help anything.
Okay, yeah, I get it. It's you look it up and it's just the cover art of Blade.
Yeah.
So let's set the tone for this. And man, this opening scene sets the tone. Like this club that they go to, that Tracy Lords, by the way, Tracy Lords is, what do we say, vampire slut? Is that her?
Yep.
Is that her official name?
Yeah, professional dick grabber.
Yeah, she and her date for the evening go to this nice club. Looks like a pretty bomb-ass club to me, actually.
It's in a meat locker, and Bam Porno is there, and she's all like, you know what'd be cool? If we turn on these sprinklers.
Yeah, I guess the act that is playing right there is called Bloodbath, but not the Swedish death metal band by the same name. This is a completely different artist named Bloodbath, because this one's for real.
Okay, my first qualm with the movie, right here. Sprinklers kick on. Blood is spraying everywhere. The vampires are literally head to toe covered in it. It has pooled in every bit of at least 1 inch on the floor itself, and there are drains. So it's draining, yet it's still an inch deep. That's a lot of fucking blood. They have their mouths open, showing you that they do enjoy it. Num. If they have so much fucking blood to waste, why did they bring this fucking dude to eat?
Just to have fun, I guess, because that was what I thought when I watched this scene. I was just like, if they have all this surplus, like, why would they even hunt anymore? Like, they each get like a fucking Capri Sun of it in the back, you know, the shit they have at the blood bank.
I guess if you've just got like all the meat, you still have the urge to hunt. You know, even if you got a freezer full, your vampirical urge just wants to go out and kill something, right?
But it's not even the hunt. They just like invited Steve, and he was just there.
We didn't even get like some awesome fucking intro via the Brood where Gangrel is there. It's just this guy like, oh, I'm gonna get laid. Nah, bro, you're food. And he goes, I guess. Uh-oh, I'm scared. Thank God you're here, Steven Seagal. He's like,
oh.
That place had to have smelled terrible. Let me just get that out of there. All of that blood, all that metallic, and also like everybody's sweating too.
It just smells like period.
Oh.
Ew.
Oh.
Maybe worse, because like all these vampire ladies and dudes, they just look like they're unwashed. Like, I get it, you're immortal, you don't need to take a shower, but come on, man, you're just a corpse.
For real, he's stinking.
They've been dancing and sweating, they're not hydrated.
Technically, they're hydrating via the sprinkler system.
I don't know. Is this when Blade shows up? I don't remember.
Dude, 100%. And
what?
It's such a good little moment because everyone and everything is red. Fucking red. And it's the contrast of everything being red and then perfectly clean, not a drop of fucking blood on him. Wesley Snipes is standing there. They go, oh shit, it's Blade. And he goes, that's right, bloodsuckers, time to get killed. And he fucking murders everyone.
Not only is it iconic, like the music's pumping and everything, and the visuals, like you said, were just like red, super fucking cool. But it's just like Maybe it's because I had like a whole month of just shitty movies. It's just really fucking cool to see a really well shot action scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if I actually like this movie quite a bit, but compared to what I've been watching lately, this movie's great.
Yeah, and just the way, like, Wesley Snipes is a martial artist. He plays for the camera so well too, and like, and all the vampire jobbers are like, when they get fucking killed, they're just like, and they're just like, man, yeah, that
Yes.
dude's fucking dead.
They turn into putties from fucking Power Rangers. They're like,
Yeah, they do.
and he's just beating the fuck out of them, and they're overselling with spins and cartwheels getting hit. It's so ridiculous, but it works in this movie.
I was going to compare it a little bit more
It
to
totally
like
does.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Whenever they get stabbed and they just like turn into like a puff of dust. There's a little bit more to it here, but it's kind of somewhere in there.
You got Pee Wee in the corner holding his gut, going, "Ooh, you got me, boo."
Dude, you talk about a movie that's got a scene burnt in your head. I can't tell you hardly anything about Buffy except for fucking Paul Rubin with that stupid goatee sitting in that stairwell going, until the bad guy looks at him to be like, that's enough. And he's like, oh, okay.
So one of the vampires, I don't even remember which one or if it was an important one or anyway, he gets fucking stabbed to the wall. He gets stabbed or stapled or something. He is burnt to a crisp, and they take him back to the morgue. And this is kind of where everything starts, right? Because one of the like blood people, the scientist people, becomes like the number 2 person in this whole ass movie.
Kind of, yeah. But like, I totally forgot what that dude's name was, but he's just basically like Vampire Kid Rock.
Oh.
Yes. This is, whenever he's killing everybody in there, there's another qualm of mine, and it's not a huge one. Blade kills everyone and then celebrates with a Kevin McAllister yes.
I don't know. I thought it was a little charming. It's like, yeah, okay, all right,
I didn't actually even notice it.
He's like straight up Home Alone, yes. And then he proceeds to crawl up a wall in front of, what would you say, 15 cops, and no one sees him? There's no fucking way.
Oh, well, I mean, nobody even saw how he like got in the place. He was like literally dead center in the middle of everybody, and he's just there.
Okay, yeah.
All that black, he's in stealth mode.
Dude, it happened so many times during the movie. I was having real good laughs every time he disappeared, because he's just like in that lady's room, just.
Yeah, because he's about to do it at the hospital. So, bad guy is there. He resurrects, bites the doctor guy, bites the doctor lady, who is number 2 in the film.
Yeah.
She is
Poor
literally
Eric
the titty chick. Yes. She is literally the titty chick from fucking Under Siege.
The cake
Where
lady.
he's yeah, the cake
Oh, yeah.
lady. He hands her the bag and she's suddenly a special forces person. Same
Yeah.
thing happens with this lady. He's like, here's a gun. And she's like, I'm going to kill every fucking body. But
Do you know how to
Yeah.
use this? I can figure it out pretty quick. Well, first I'm going to sling you from one roof to another.
Dude,
Oh
it
my
was
God,
the
yes.
perfect spiral.
Oof.
He had zero assurance of her safe landing.
No.
And he just fucking hucked her anyways.
We're talking about throwing a human
But that's-
being like a fucking a ragdoll from one rooftop to another rooftop and having no safe landing spot, just on the concrete.
But that's like shortly after like him breaking into the hospital, making a ruckus, and the security guards show up, start blasting away, and he's like, "Yo, motherfuckers, out y'all damn mind," and they fuck off. They're like, "Nah, you're good."
Yes. It's there's scenes like that throughout. So Blade, the hero, the titular character here, saving the humans from the vampires, and the cops are like, oh no, he's probably one too. Blah 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 blah. Shoot him in the chest. Like you said, Eric, just take off. No one ever shoots people in the fucking head or face. Why?
But my thing about this is, like, he's carrying a hostage. They all know that she is a
Yep.
hostage, and they're still firing at him.
Ah, fuck it, dude. Like, they're just here to get their fucking numbers for the month. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
They weren't.
But-
they don't even work there. They were there to shoot the place up.
I mean, we do find out a little bit later that the cops are kind of crooked and on the vampire side, so that might be part of it. They might actually know who he is.
You're talking about comic relief cop from RoboCop 2.
He's just there.
I don't know that one.
Yep. He's just this cop that's a villain, and they abuse him throughout. He's basically exposition and comic relief.
Yeah. But speaking of comic relief, like, after she gets fucking thrown across the street or whatever, and Blade goes after her, like, she's a little fucked up. She just got hurled like a block away, right? Her
Yeah.
arm is out of joint. And Blade is just like, I'm gonna treat your arm like a shotgun. You're all right. Let's go.
Yeah, nothing more is said about it. You're all right. We'll give you an ibuprofen when we get home.
Did you guys enjoy the Mad Max Batmobile Vicky Vale scene?
Do fucking what?
Oh, I kind of get it. Yeah, like they have like a Blade and her in the car, and they're going to his hideout, and they have this like transitional scene of like, I don't know, it's like more well shot than like all the scenes beforehand for whatever reason.
But it's completely just a rip of Batman and Vicky Vale going to the Bat Lair, except for now they're going to the Blade Lair.
Okay.
The Blade Lair, nice, very sharp.
I was getting a little bit more Gone in 60 Seconds vibes.
Ooh, it's about family and vampires.
Oh man, can you just imagine Nick Cage as Blade?
I think I need that.
Oh my god.
It'd just be a lot creepier.
No. He's gotta be Whistler.
Oh, dude, fuck. Slow Ride is played in the background or whatever while he's grinding away.
Yep.
I don't want to think about him grinding away.
Now, speaking of Whistler, we get introduced to Blade's second in command, if not first in command, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're just like buddies or something, like teammates.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, after a while, you see that they've been together forever, and they're kind of like a father-son duo, but, like, sometimes, like, how he talks to him, it's almost like handler.
Yes, very handler, like, almost like trained dog. Very much, I love you, puppy, but I'm going to have to put you down kind of thing.
I don't know. They could be roommates.
They were roommates.
But yeah, this guy played by Chris Christopherson, which, I'll be honest, I didn't know that he acted. So this was a surprise to me.
Yeah, he does. He was actually in the first remake of Born a Star or whatever.
A Star is Born?
Yeah, one of those.
That one? Haven't seen any of those.
Something with Born.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those, and will continue to not see any of those. We get to see a little bit more of what Blade's all about, his story, and all of that stuff, what he is.
Yeah. And it's basically just like an industrial version of the ship from the Matrix. They're just like this big warehouse full of just stuff.
Yeah, it's like I thought it was like a car chop shop or something, but it's just like a dirty ass warehouse.
Yeah.
It looks like the warehouse
basically.
from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Except this one has a barber chair where Blade takes his fucking booster shots.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we find out that, okay, what's exactly the thing? His mom was bitten by a vampire when she was giving birth, or when she was about to give birth, so that Blade is not exactly a vampire, but not completely human. He's got some traits of both, but Mama died while giving birth, didn't survive the childbirth.
It's like a long-winded Spider-Man origin.
Yeah, except instead of a spider bite, it's his mom's cunt. Don't include that.
Speaking of his mom's cunt, she's slinging it at him later.
No kidding. Wow.
Now I have to.
Shit's weird.
Man, I honestly don't know why that kind of thing was chosen to be in the movie. Like,
nope.
I don't know. We'll get to it, but like,
yeah, like everybody in the room while we were watching it, whenever that shit started to happen, we went from laughing and smiling to looking at each other, going, "Is she trying to fuck him?"
Well, this is awkward.
Yeah. But anyways, the Blade Mobile pulls up to see like whatever's going on. They have like the little shtick where I'll say it again, like Whistler's like Blade's handler. Like he just builds all this shit for him and he just goes out and does his dirty work. Now, what puzzles me about this bit is that, that lady wakes up and she's just not afraid. She's not terrified that she woke up in this derelict warehouse full of fucking guns and shit. She kind of like pokes around. She's like, interesting. I'm going to be a detective for no fucking reason.
That happens often. Again, back at the warehouse with the blood orgy rave thing. When the cops walk into a literal man on fire, pinned to the wall, surrounded by corpses everywhere, they're just like, Tuesday's a tough day.
Yeah. Oh, actually, on that note, I feel real fucking bad for that Steve or whatever that got invited to the party. Because, first of all, everybody's dead and that burn dude's stuck to the wall. They're blaming him.
Oh, 100%. He's going to prison.
But again, like I have to think that the cops, especially the ones that come into this obvious vampire club den thing, they know what's up. They're just there to clean up the mess a little bit. They are in cahoots. Yeah.
Now, after getting his handler fix and an exposition dump about how he has to have medicine to calm his craving.
Yep.
So like Nicoderm, CQ or some shit, sponsor us.
I wish we would have gotten like some kind of serum patch or whatever.
It's a pretty good idea.
He has to go and collect things, his medicine because he's running low or whatever. Yeah. And I fucking lost it because, again, we had just coming off the fucking Segaluary, and all these movies are running in my head. He goes to buy deer penis a week early.
Hey, you a week early on your deer penis. Yeah, I need it.
And like, I was watching this with the missus, and he walks into this joint, and she's like full of just incense everywhere. And the missus is like, "What is he doing? Where is he?" "Oh, that's Blade going to see his smelly friend Glade."
Oh.
Well, Glade hooks him up with his deer penis and his blood serum, and they do this fucking kick the feet together nonsense handshake. And I swear to God, whenever they did that, I was in a state of mind to where I went, "Oh man, that looks like the Rasputin dance. I need to go play Rasputin on Beat Saber."
Hell yeah.
Therefore, I did. Paused the movie, went and played it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
It's one of those things where like it answered a question that didn't need to be answered the way it was. Because I guess they were making the movies like, somebody's going to ask, where does he get all his shit? And then we have to show it, and it never comes back.
Yeah, it's
a complete
shit
waste
store.
of time. They could have just had Whistler be like, "Yeah, I just get the shit downtown, I bring it back, and I stuff it in my boy Blade." That's whatever.
He's just a drug mule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get some of this stuff from Mexico. Got to keister it in.
Did you guys
That's why
like
he was
how
limping.
fucking... Oh, nice. His leg is fake cocaine.
Garlic.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I was going to bring up. There are a few rules that we have to, set. This isn't like every other vampire movie or world or everything. Crosses don't do anything. Wooden stakes don't do anything. You got to get them with garlic or silver, or sunlight will do it, or UV rays.
The weapon has to have the word vampire in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got your vampire. You got your vampire Uzi here in a little bit.
Vampire Uzi. Man, I fucking lost it. At the point where, like, the lady's on board for whatever reason. They send her back out to her apartment. Whistler goes, "Before you go, I'm going to give you vampire spray. It's for vampires, and you spray it on them." I'm like, God fucking damn it, dude.
Dude, he may as well given her a fucking vampire rape whistle.
Yeah, it's...
If you're in trouble, blow into this whistle. You'll sound like a choo-choo train, but Blade will come running.
It's silver nitrate and garlic, which it turns out doesn't really do shit to normal people, as we'll find out here in a little bit. It just turns into a little bit of like Papa John's bread crust. That's what they turn into.
Delicious.
Yeah, you dip them in the garlic sauce. Papa John's, don't sponsor us. Your pizza's nasty.
Think about that, though. Like, how big of a dick move is that by fucking Whistler, though? Like, Blade has Uzis, modified fucking silver dildos that he stabs into people, and she gets fucking mace.
No, she gets fucking garlic sauce. It's not even mace. Mace would work against like 99% of the population. Garlic sauce doesn't do shit.
These vampires really hate it, but I get it for the cheap from Papa J's down the street.
Ideally, you wanna baby bird it.
If he would have handed over like a little cup of like the garlic butter sauce, and be like, "What you gotta do is put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds." And anything. Yeah, you're right. Anything could have been better, but she's like, "Here you go, sport," and like taps her on the ass, and she goes back to her fucking dwelling.
Oh.
Bro, it's just that garlic sauce and a super soaker.
That might actually work. An actual super soaker worth of garlic sauce. We might be onto something.
Just like Ernest Scared Stupid. Like he's going after the fucking trolls.
Oh, with the milk.
So you're telling me like when that cop busts in and she like sprays it right in his mouth, he's like, "I gotcha," and he's like, "No, you didn't, but I'm gonna have to sweat this out later."
Yeah. I've got to go and get some Listerine before my date tonight. Fuck.
He's just peeved. That's all.
All right. So we get introduced next to the big bad, Deacon, this fucking Ethan Hawke reject looking dude. And he's supposed to be so scary and broody and menacing and rebellious, but it just comes off as spoiled.
Yes, totally. I was like, this guy is such a fucking edgelord. And like, I didn't even understand like what kind of leverage he had on the vampire high table or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
The consortium of vampire lords or whatever.
That sounds like some
Vampire
bullshit
the
you find on a
Masquerade.
MySpace page. Yeah.
Anyway, we meet this, like, there's a senate of vampires or whatever they are, the most important vampires, and for some reason this guy, Deacon Frost, is there. I don't know that he got an invite, but he's there anyway.
Well, I get why he's there. They busted the whole blood bank bath or whatever. Like, listen, dude, we have to keep this on the down low. You know, to keep our relationship with the humans. And the guy's just like, whatever, man. There are fucking cattle. We should just fucking eat them and shit. And the guy's just like, listen, man, we've been doing this for literally thousands of years. You need to calm that shit down.
He fucking bitch slapped him. And when he did, I audibly went, oh.
I feel like it was contact. You know, that's like a hearty good old, like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
But just another, like, what I was thinking when I saw him every time he was on the screen. Like, everybody else in this movie is Blade, is a character from Blade. This guy is from Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, good call, man. I like that a lot. Because he prances around this place, and I'm just like, what? How come they just don't kill him? I feel like if somebody did that to the High Table in, like, a movie like, I don't know, John Wick, like, they wouldn't even made it out of the building.
And also, he's not even, like, a full-blown vampire. He's just, like, a half-blood or whatever they call him, a muck-blood.
Oh, nice.
A muck-blood?
Fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah. His mother was a muggle. His daddy was a bitch.
Dude, the fact that he punked the High Lord with homophobia was fucking great, though.
Like, he walks up to the guy, he's still in his chair, and he just kind of leans over it. And there's like a beat where, like, you know, they kind of look at each other. I thought he was just going to be like...
But in the meantime, Officer Creeper has now shown up at the scientist lady's house, and he's like, I'm going to get you. And like we said, she sprays him with garlic. Blade magically appears like he does every fucking time he's needed.
Yep.
And completely, and this is a reoccurring theme, Steven Seagal's everything in her house.
She even makes a point of it, like, what the fuck are you doing? Take it outside or whatever. Like, just destroying everything that she just got at the IKEA.
Yeah, like that Kivik right there in front of her. Come on, that's going to cost at least $200 to get replaced.
Oh, man.
IKEA sponsor us.
There's a bit right after that. He whoops the cop's ass, robs him.
Mm-hmm.
He then takes the police officer in full uniform outside.
In broad daylight.
Yeah.
And beats his ass even more and pulls out a gun. Zero response from anyone on the streets.
No.
This is LA. They don't really care for cops in LA, so it's whatever.
I think they were paying more attention to that big sign in the background that said 2 for $5. I didn't even know what was on sale, but damn, that's a deal.
Is that Arby's?
Yeah.
They got the meats.
Now, Blade gets in the car with old girl, and I love Wesley Snipes. I really do. And I'm not even trying to, like, tease him here. He has committed 110% to this character, and I fucking love it. I think he's knocking it out of the park. But this lady seems embarrassed in this super close-up shot where he's over there like, I'm a vampire hunter. I'm doing all this vampire hunting shit. I'm a vampire fucking hunter. And she's just going, all right, well, zero interest.
No, she's like, I got to come with you. Like, this is crazy. I got to come with you, though. I at least got to stay alive long enough to, like, figure out a way to cure myself because I'm a scientist, conveniently enough. Like, the scientists that have been working on this for however many thousands of years trying to, you know, cure vampirism. I mean, keep in mind, up until about 300 years ago, they were using leeches to do it. But the science has been working on this for a while and still haven't done it. I'm going to do it overnight.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. She's very Mary Sue in the science category.
She's very Mary Sue, period. She shows up and is just a superhero right next to Blade. I get it. They don't have time to develop her character because it focuses on Blade, but she is 100% the worst part of this fucking movie.
It definitely shows coming up because they follow the cop or whatever, and they fucking punk the shit out of him in this like little Tokyo bar or whatever. And like,
you talking about with the K-pop vampires?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, at first I thought this place was just like kind of creepy because it's just a bunch of old guys watching like Japanese schoolgirls or whatever dancing around.
Yeah.
But like once you go in and you realize, oh, it's just old men being creepy, you know, you turn around and leave. Yeah. You don't go into the meat locker.
And they too were just completely indifferent. Like this cop is like getting the shit kicked out of him, like, I don't know, 10 feet away, and there's like, yes, this was This was a nice show.
Yeah, zero interest. And they followed him there to whoop his ass just so he would run away and tell Deacon at his fucking bachelor pad party that Blade is out to get him. And Deacon rewards him by turning his neck into a jello jiggler.
That's not what he said. That's not what he told him to tell Deacon. He told him to tell Deacon that it's open season on all suckheads.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
fair.
he meant it.
There's
But
some good lines in this movie. There are some good lines. That was not one of them.
Oh no. But like Deacon takes it so lightly, like it's like, oh, it's all part of the plan. Don't worry about it. Yada yada yada. But then like he like bites the shit out of him, like hey, it's all coming together. But first we feast.
Oh, nice. Speaking of feasting, what I've got here today is First We Feast, not related to any Sean Evans internet television shows. This is from Lucky Luke Brewing Company out of Palmdale, California. This is a milk stout with cacao. Cacao. It's a 7 point.
Blade said that, right?
All right, so this milk stout is smooth, man. I expected it to be a lot more aggressive. This is a smooth beer, chocolatey, but not aggressively so. It's not super sweet. There is a little bit of sweetness from the lactose, but it's not overly sweet, which I definitely appreciate. But there's all those elements that you really need. There's a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of malt, a little bit of sweetness. You got a little bit of hops to sort of balance everything out. This is a pretty good beer. I'll definitely drink it. And it's, as dark as the night, or whatever Blade calls himself. I don't know.
He calls himself Blade.
So you were speaking about smooth beer, Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Something else that's smooth is this fucking blob lady. She is smooth.
Is that a lady? Yeah, I was going to say
I think it's supposed to be a lady, but they wanted to not get an R, they can only have so much. And they didn't want to have female breasts on screen, and so they changed the voice to be that of a man. I think that's a lady, 100%.
I was looking in the cast list. That's the word. Looking at the cast list, and that is played by a man that is much skinnier than that creature.
Sure,
I
fucking
would
hope so.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was like some kind of a Jabba the Hutt kind of fucking creature. I don't know what it is. Is this a vampire?
Dude, when they were done with that UV light, it looked more like Pizza the Hut.
Oh, you're right.
Ate himself to death, I hear.
Nobody out Pizza the Hut.
I think it's like a commentary on just like computer nerds, because like that's the person's job to just like be a hacker and do all this research and shit. So like they just been in this like dark room eating fucking pizza rolls for the past 1,000 years.
Like a legitimate 1,000 years. I guess the idea is that the big bad guy is trying to decode pages from the vampire Bible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love how the movie doesn't even explain. It's just like, computer did it. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yep. Computers were still at that magical time where computers just magic.
Yeah, it was very click, I'm in.
Yeah.
So what is this magical program you've been using? It's called Paint.
Ah. How are you decoding all of that? Minesweeper.
I haven't figured out how to actually play the game yet, but it's great at decoding the vampire Bible.
Oh man, I kind of wish that's what happened.
Yes.
But all this is just to get Wesley Snipes and Lady Wesley Snipes in the next room. That's where all the vampire Bible pages are. They're just hanging around like it's a museum that nobody can even visit. Whatever. It looks kind of cool though.
It does. It reminds me of like
really cool.
It reminds me of that house, that building or whatever from 13 Ghosts.
Ooh.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's the vibe that I get.
Man, Shaggy got fucked.
Yeah, for real. But there's a tussle there, It's a trap, obviously. They get jumped. But wait. Whistler shows up somehow with a shitload of guns and stuff. I don't know.
You know how we were going on about Blade just like appearing in the room? Fucking Whistler, I guess just being old, appeared in the room next door. He's like, shit, I gotta blow the fuck out of this wall. Y'all motherfuckers mind if I step in?
Oh my god. He literally kills hundreds of vampires with hip fire. And in the next scene, he's like, somebody give me a goddamn wheelchair.
He's old. Isn't that quirky?
Vampires suck, man. They're bad at everything.
Literally.
Aren't Oh,
Dude,
they
it
do.
was- like the scene was kind of cool. Like they make their way through the hole into the subway system. They're, making chase, whatever. Okay, this idea, like if we were just like spitballing like we usually do, it sounds pretty fucking cool. So the way they get
Yes.
away is they wait for the end of the train, and Blade just grabs the handle and off they go.
Mhm.
On screen, kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it looks not good.
And then
Yeah,
suddenly they're in the subway, like in the fucking car itself.
Yeah, it's like one, swift motion, just whoop. All right, we're here.
It's fine. It's just what happens when you just skip the cutscene. You're just already in the next level. Fuck it.
Yes. He just pressed start and was like, skip cutscene. He went, yes, let's fucking go.
Just Blade
Yeah.
things.
Just hashtag Blade things.
Yep.
Now, back at the lair, Whistler and everyone's there, and I was very confused because it shows you like Whistler kind of fall under the train, and you're like, oh, he got smashed. And then literally in the next fucking scene, he's back at the lair like nothing ever happened. No explanation. And the female fucking Blade is getting up and fixing her shirt while in Whistler's room. So did Whistler dick her down? What the fuck did we just miss?
See, I thought it was a couple of just like
probably.
the Putty Patrol vampires that got ran over.
Somebody in the subway system went through like a manhole that was there. Was that Whistler?
Oh,
Whatever.
maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. You were talking a little bit ago about the worst part of this movie and how she may or may not be the worst part of this movie.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say she's not, now that I think about it, because there's a guy named Quinn on the bad team, and he's kind of insufferable.
Oh, we talking
Who's he?
about Vampire Kid Rock?
Is that who you're talking about, Vampire Kid Rock?
Oh yeah,
Like,
forgot his name. He's just like Vampire Kid Rock.
yeah. I don't like him.
That dude is just so. You know what? I'm just gonna steal your word. Insufferable.
Yeah.
Frost is already fucking intolerable. He's just cringe-topia, right? Then you have Quinn trying to be him, trying to be like the guy that's like his right-hand man. So he's like kind of like mimicking his cringeness with another layer of cringe.
Yeah, it's like a little, like, really shitty guy at high school that has a friend who thinks he's really cool and tries to be, like, shitty too, but he doesn't have the same swagger or the same charisma.
Yeah, like if Frost told Blade to go suck a dick, Quinn would be like, yeah, suck all the dicks, or some bullshit like that.
Yes, he's his toady.
Yeah. He's the worst part of this movie to me.
I could handle him more than I can handle the chick.
Never mind. That's not, nope.
Since we're not going to be talking about sex, let's talk about something else. So, Blade sleeps in timeout because he's a broody little bitch. I don't get this. Like, Blade's downtime is spent in a fucking chair staring at a wall. What the fuck is going on, Blade?
I think the movie kind of alludes to him kind of meditating, like in his downtime or whatever. But I don't know, like the way they kind of show it, it just makes him look like when he's not blading, he just kind of like lonely kids himself in the corner of the lunchroom.
Yep.
Poor little Blade.
Yeah,
Little
exactly.
skis.
Little skis. And then Whistler calls him over, come here, or you little. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Oh.
But I don't remember exactly what Blade does next. The next thing that I have is the scene where Frost kidnaps one of the like head vampires, the Senate vampires, whatever they are, and takes him out to the beach for a sunrise.
Yeah, and I know the movie's got a movie. I haven't said that in a hot minute, but like, how the fuck did they do that? This guy is the head of the high table, and they just yoink him.
Oh, that's your
And
angle
he-
that you're going to say, how the fuck did they do that? I was going to say, this is the west coast of the United States. The sun does not rise over the ocean here.
I don't know. Took a day trip to Miami. Fuck it.
All right, sure.
Eric, more to your point, how did they get him? Even he seems surprised because suddenly they pull off the ski mask and he's like, what the fuck? How am I here?
Oh, it's you guys?
Yeah. He's got that look on his face. He's like, I fell asleep banging some Matrix broad. What the fuck?
Anyway, so they defang him, take his little fangs back to the vampire table. Yeah, and put the fangs down is basically like, I'm the captain now.
Yes, look at me. I'm the deacon.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that's how they identify you? No forensic work. You just toss a couple teeth on the table and they're just like, Yeah, that's him. I recognize that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they had a disturbance in the vampire force when he hot dog exploded.
Oh,
All right, dude. There's a lot of body explosions in the last third of this movie, and I could
Hell
not
yeah.
help but think of Big Trouble in Little China
I absolutely thought of Big Trouble in Little China too. Thank you.
because they don't even just go bang. It's just like, and then there's like explosion and there's goop everywhere.
But man, I just
sloshing.
back to the putting the teeth down on the big bad vampire lord's table and just basically saying like, hey, I'm the guy now. Like, how does he have that? Okay, these guys have been in control for presumably thousands of years, right? These are old head
Correct.
vampires. Meanwhile, this guy strolls in, only half a vampire anyway, looking like Martin Shkreli. How does he command any power at all?
That's exactly why I brought it up so early. Like, there's no way this guy has this much pull or swagger to fucking have any kind of influence like this. Like, okay, let's say he did get away with it. He murdered this guy. Whatever. He just walked into a room with a dozen other way more powerful people physically and, I guess, economically. And they're just like, well, I guess you got us. You know, like, what?
It's literally the scene. Holy shit, this is just Batman. It's just the scene, because we already had the Vicky Bell scene. We already had the Blade reveal, which is the Batman reveal. Now this is the, well, it's a hot time in the old town tonight Joker bit, where he takes over the corporate room by fucking electrocuting the guy.
I don't know. I didn't buy it. But
No.
whatever. It's got, it's got to wrap up eventually.
Now, this is a great piece because he's made vampire sunblock with the vampire Bible, and boy oh boy, he gets to taunt Blade. He's like, look, I got a kid hostage at an ice cream stand. Come over here while we stare at each other intensely.
And we'll both belt off the worst fucking lines in the movie.
It's not good.
Like, I get you need a moment where, like, the hero and the villain have, like, a whole kind of square off, and they just, I don't know.
Yeah, he like pulls him out there. He lures him out with like holding a little girl hostage and is like, hey, come talk to me in public. All right. Hey, I want you to join us, be part of our group. And Blade is just like, nah.
You better join our side. There's going to be big trouble in this Chinatown.
Oh,
Chucks a kid through a hot dog stand.
it's an egg roll stand.
But it falls so flat, and, like, yeah, kid lands in traffic, and Blade has to be the hero and yoinks her out of the way. Fine, whatever. But then, like, he lets her go in the middle of public with all these strangers around him. It's like, what?
No one cares. Zero attention. The bus doesn't slow down. The fucking owner of the hot dog stand that she was thrown to doesn't give a shit. Like, the people in this world are literally NPCs, and they do not stray from the fucking program.
Could it be possible that in this whole Matrix universe thing that this guy has created, he has created the image or the likeness of a little girl just to use as a, no, that's not something that's going on?
I mean,
all right, fuck it, I got nothing then.
Maybe only because there is a moment where Frost dodges a bullet, but it's like 100 times worse, and she's like, man.
Yeah.
But man, this Frost guy is fast because the next thing we know, he's already been back to, the hideout and taken the scientist lady, busted up the place a little bit, beat up, what's his name, Whistler, and this is when it starts to roll.
Okay, on that note of him just being quick as fuck, not only does he do all the aforementioned stuff, but he's already at the location of the final battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, you cannot tell me, like, I don't know if it's LA or New York, they actually show both cities, but, like, you can't tell me, like, thousands and thousands of years of vampire whatever-isms, and the place where, like, your god is going to be reborn is just, like, downtown LA, just under the Chinese theater. It's just...
Yeah.
But we do get a little bit more exposition here in this, like, sort of lead up to the final battle. He needs the blood of the Daywalker, which happens to be Blade. How convenient. Basically, he's going to do some stuff to summon the vampire god from the vampire Bible and do some vampire shit. There's going to be a vampire apocalypse.
Vampocalypse. TM.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's getting summoned up at the vampire Scrooge McDuck vault.
Fill that place up with blood.
Oh, man.
You got a blood orgy brewing. So during the kerfuffle, he leaves a videotape and is like, hey, watch this. I don't even remember what the video is. It's basically just directions to where the showdown's going to be.
It's just a VHS tape of cringe. He's like, "Hey, Blade, we got your bitch and killed your old man. We're at 123 Fake Street. Come find us." And it's just over.
Yeah, and then it
Dude.
rolls over into like old videotapes of him skateboarding and listening to CKY.
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I will say this though. If this movie truly has one flaw, it's the runtime. This movie's too fucking long. Because at this point, I looked the runtime left and I went, holy shit, there's still 30 fucking minutes, bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's a lot of lead up, and it's not even like loose ends or anything. It's just like extra movie, you know?
Yeah, like we were leading up to the big bad final fight like 20 minutes ago. Can we get to that big bad final fight? All right. Whistler died or something. He got beat up, and then he does it to himself with the vampire Uzi or whatever.
Yep.
Vamp Uzi.
Yeah.
Vampoozy.
Don't do a search for that. Don't do a search for that.
Fuck it. Whatever. But you're right. It's just like, get it in motion, whatever. They get to the final smash level or whatever. Oh, this is where the magic happens. Make sure everything's correct. Quick, let's knock out Blade and put him in carbonite.
Yep, that happens. Yeah, this is basically like a temple of some type, but I don't. What is done here on the other like 365 days of the year?
Plotting. Deacon does all of his long, convoluted plotting here. Because guess what? Blade's mom is alive, and Deacon is Blade's daddy.
Dang, dude. That's stupid.
Not only is Blade's mom alive, she wants to fuck.
Yeah, she's DTF.
It's so weird because, like, they have that moment where, like, you know, he's in the carbonite or whatever, and she gets super close. And she, like, rubs her lips on his. I'm just like,
Yes.
I need an adult.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's real awkward.
There's a few things coming up because now he's being drained of blood and he's weakened, and some of the pure bloods are being set on the altars to sacrifice to the blood for the blood god. And Snow White, Deacon's bit like number one hoe, super kick, Shawn Michaels style, a fucking sword through one of the pure bloods. No real reason, just does it, I guess, to look cool.
And would that not, like, nullify the whole fucking thing?
I don't know the rules behind this. I didn't read the Vampire Bible.
I did not either, because I heard it smells like somebody wiped their ass with it.
I heard the same thing, honestly. But can we briefly, before she dies, can we talk about this little blonde girl? Because she shows up kind of often just throughout, never really playing like a big character, but her accent is so all over the place.
Was she from, like, Eastern Europe, or was she Irish, or was she just, like, I don't know, fucking whatever she could think of?
There was a time when she throws out a line that is exactly Irish. I'm like, oh shit, is this like an Irish actress that I didn't know about that just slipped out of her accent that she was going for? Because the whole rest of the time she was supposed to be like Russian or like maybe a New Orleans accent or something like that. Turns out she is Spanish. Shit. She is Spanish. I looked it up. She just can't hold an accent to save her life.
Dude, it's totally that joke from Family Guy when Peter Griffin was doing those, like, sexy audiobooks or whatever. It's like, man, she was Spanish or some kind of Italian.
She was some kind of ethnic, I don't know what.
But the movie doesn't give her any favors because, like, she's completely silent this entire time, and suddenly she's talking shit, killing people, doing all kinds of junk.
Yeah, she's like Chun-Li for a whole, like, 20 seconds, and then she gets it.
Dude, now, Blade has been being drained of his blood while all this ritual shit is going on. In the meantime, he's being freed by not female Blade or whatever the fuck she is, Mary Sue, and she's like, uh-oh, Blade, you need your strumpf. Have a drink. And boy, oh boy, are we in for a treat, gentlemen.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is everything that we've been building to in all of the fucking, 3 years, 200 episodes? How many episodes we done?
Almost.
We've been doing this for a while.
And we've been talking about Blood Nut after Blood Nut and bringing it up and it being a thing. And by God, we got to see one on film.
We got a real life Blood Nut here.
This is the most erotic fucking thing in the movie for no reason.
Like, honestly, I expected more sort of, because, you know, if there's a vampire movie, you got to have some kind of sexy scene, and preferably not with your mom, but okay. All right. This is what we got.
It was so, out of left field because like he digs into her like he just opened up a can of V8. Like I just honestly don't know how to describe it.
Like he just ran a half marathon and somebody's sitting there with like a electric blue Gatorade.
Yes, Chandler. Yes. It's exactly the Gatorade commercial where they just chug the whole thing. He chugs this whole bitch. He's just like gulp, gulp,
Chugs the whole thing.
gulp. But with each gulp, he's thrusting. And she's like, and then like on his final thrust, she's like, ah! And he's like, ah!
They both got there.
Nut.
And that totally alerts his mom too. Just like, oh, me next. And I'm just like, come on, fucking no.
No.
Well, I mean, she gets what she wants, and he penetrates her.
Oh yeah, she gets boned.
Oh. Is that bone or is that silver?
It was just like a femur. Like I don't remember where
Oh,
he got
okay.
it. He just sticks it to her like up against the wall and everything.
All right. Bone your mom. Do what you want.
Now we get some unfortunate CG coming up, and it's kind of painful as the skeletons inside the vampires have skeletons that are vampires inside of them.
I don't know. I honestly thought this was pretty cool looking. Like the CGI was bad. The CGI was not good. The CGI looked like some Queen of the Damned kind of stuff. But the idea, like how it was done, how it like rips open their forehead to expose this sort of like vampire skeleton, looks pretty cool.
Maybe I'm on the fence, but I have to knock it down because I feel like somewhere in the screenplay they were just like, and this is the part where the spooky, scary skeletons come out.
So
I 100% pictured it as the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz. Even gave it the music because they do a tornado before they fly into Deacon and give him his superpowers.
But like his powers aren't even that super, to be honest. He still fucking gets his shit pushed in. He was never like an even adversary, even as quote unquote and God.
Yeah, honestly, like I was kind of hoping for like an actual vampire god to show up, and it never really did.
Yeah, his superpower was cherry filling.
But in the meantime, Blade is back, and he is full of roids. He is like Mark McGuire in 1998. He's ready to fucking go.
Bro, he's fucking knocking him out left and right. We get a Patrick Swayze throat rip, and then he throws the ripped out throat at another vampire.
Roadhouse.
I kind of wish he died from that.
Oh, just from the throat, like hitting him in the face was enough to like knock him off a building or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just felt like it, like Hot Shots. He just picks up a hand full of bullets and just throws it at somebody.
100%. I'm on board. We get super ball kicks, unlimited shotguns, and then it finally pays off. Fucking vampire mace.
There we go.
Yep.
Guys, the CG.
It's not great, but remember, this was 1998, and 1998 action movies are kind of known for this.
Maybe, but like the next year, The Matrix came out. I don't know, like,
true.
I get like, you know, it's what they had to work with, but like, man, the rest of the movie was just like completely void of this bullshit. Then all of a sudden, like these claymation heads are popping off like crazy.
Dude, honestly, it's just as bad as The Mummy with The Rock. Scorpion.
Oh, I don't think it's that bad. I really don't think it's that bad.
Oh, dude, the fucking skeletons ripping out of the skeletons were awful.
Yeah. Like, I get it, you dig the skeletons, but like, as soon as all that shit started to happen, you got like Frost with the fucking cherry filling. That was totally like the last 10 minutes of Spawn. I was just like, ooh.
Yes!
Spawn.
That's in my
big
notes.
ooh.
Ritual,
like,
very
like,
Spawn quality.
Like, even down to like, you know, Frost regenerating, it just looked like he had a mad case of the herpes. I just wasn't impressed.
And don't get me wrong, you're not far off with that. That is pretty close. But I think it's done a lot better here. Like, the quality is the same, but I think how it is actually done here is a lot better, a lot more entertaining, and especially when it comes to like them swelling up and like just exploding when they have that serum in them or whatever it is, the antidote.
No, that looks fine. That looks fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was having a good time. Maybe it was because I knew that this movie was ending, but I was having a good time.
Could have been. Did you guys like Frost's finale with a Charlie Angel's jump pose before he gets thrown like every one of those syringes inside of his body?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, he was definitely showing off for the camera, and I was just like, you know what? I guess you earned it.
I don't know. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Hey-oh! Scene. There's the end of the movie.
It
That's
is.
the end of it.
Yep.
The hell with like going to Moscow and stuff.
We 100% get a happy ending, and we are gifted with the trailer for Blade 2. Blade goes international.
Yep.
USA. USA.
Dude, you said they got a happy ending. There is no fucking ending. Yeah, like Frost gets, killed or whatever, but like they just climb back up, and Blade just says to the lady, "It just be like that sometimes."
Yep.
Oh, it's just like the end of one of those Looney Tunes cartoons where the sheepdog and the wolf, they just go punch out. See you tomorrow, Ralph.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maybe you just wanted a change of weather. You want to go from, I don't know, hot, sweaty vampires to maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Blade 2, Cold Steel.
All right.
I did get a really good laugh from the missus because, like, there's supposedly like a little vampire club in Moscow or whatever, and the glyph looks like a number 2 above the door in red neon, and she was just like, "Is that where they keep the sequel?"
Oh.
I have not seen Blade 2, but from what I have heard recently is that it actually takes place in Prague, not Moscow.
Yeah, and it's the far superior film.
Is it?
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Guillermo
it's
del
a
Toro?
Guillermo del Toro
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned these things today.
Okay. So, with all its flaws, I still kind of enjoy this movie. It's aged kind of poorly. Like, I have to say that. Like, I have to be honest, because the last third of this movie is just like a fucking graphical shit show, and you can't look past it. But like, Wesley Snipes' Blade is still kind of fucking cool. Like, he's in the character. He is Blade. Like, as cringy as you might find him to be, I don't know. There's still some like charm there. He's doing like a really good job for what he's given. It's still a good time. It is like it's goofy. I had some really hearty laughs over some just absurd bullshit and some really awful lines. But as a whole, it's still entertaining.
Yeah, honestly, this was the first time that I had seen this, and I had a good time the whole way through. It does run a little bit long. I'll give it that. Runs a little bit long, and the CG toward the end is not the best. I don't think it's the worst by far among all of the movies that we have covered, because we've covered some really bad ones. And I think this is a tier above those. Overall, like with the action, with the lore, the story, and everything, I had a really good time. I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would.
If you're looking for good action, fucking amazing choreography, and a guy dressed up like Blade that has a penchant for melancholy drama, then this is your fucking movie. Blade's it, boys.
Blade is his own description. And on that note, that was Blade from 1998. If you have any strong feelings about the show or the movie, leave it in the comment section below.
Please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Bash that bell icon too, so you don't miss what we got brewing up next.
Get out there and follow us on social media. We got all sorts of it. We got the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Reddits. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube, of course. So there's no reason that you guys are not listening to us. Give us a chance. And if you don't, we'll have to hit you up with some of that vampire mace.
It's just garlic sauce.
Who the fuck smells like Papa John's?